All right. Well, welcome to our 2023 4-H Alberta Community Update. I'm Kurt Kinnear, CEO of 4-H Alberta. We're going to be also joined by Marissa Mellon, who is our Peace Area Coordinator. So she'll be updating on area coordinator related things for all of the province. And then Bianca is also on. She's going to go over some of our sponsorship and some of our funding opportunities at the end of our presentation. And then I think Suzanne she's on the road, but she'll be jumping in for a few minutes just to go over the programming slides. This is being recorded so that because a lot of people aren't able to make it to the actual town hall, but we found a lot of people listen to it afterwards. So this will be posted after the town hall on our website. All right, before we get started, I think I'm in the wrong window here. So today we're going to go over the pledge. I have a few updates, and then Marissa will provide some updates, and then Suzanne, and then as I said again, Bianca is going to be filling in and talking about her sponsorship at the end. And then we'll do a question and answer. And at any time, if you have a question, just please click on the Q&A button on the bottom and fill out a question, and we'll try and answer it either here or just in the chat if it's a quick question. Okay, so before we get started, do we stand on Zoom or do I just kneel? I don't know the rules. I'm gonna act like I'm standing. So I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health for better living, for my club, my community, my country, and my world. All right, so welcome to a new 2023 club year. Our team has been kind of hard at work since the end of last club year to try and prep and make this year even better. I'm always kind of a firm believer that progress beats perfection. So every year I'm hoping that people in the community continue to see progressive improvements to our systems, to deadlines. I know a few of those have changed, which Marissa will update you on. Our program guide this year, we're going to have a short one that's going to go out to all the clubs in our mail outs this year. Just a whole bunch of little things that we're going to try and do just to make things a little easier. I will be touching on the reference guide in a little bit, but please remember it's actually one of our most used, or I don't want to say referenced, but I just did, used documents on our website. It basically is a blueprint on kind of what we've learned from the community on the best ways to run a club, to run your 4-H experience with all the answers that are commonly asked across the province. So that's been evolving a lot over the last few years. And well, since it was introduced last year, it's evolved quite a bit. But this year, it shouldn't have too many updates to it. And then probably next year, it'll be pretty firmed up. So there'll be very little change to it. I'd also like to thank did I not share? Sorry. Thought I had that sharing. There we go. I'd also like to thank our 250 volunteers who completed the volunteer workload survey. Shama, who is our HR, kind of third-party HR consultant, she's going through those results. She'll be providing a report to our community based on what we've learned from that. And 250 is well over enough to get a good sample of how our community is doing. So we're hoping to come out with a few more changes after we get that feedback as well. But I'd like to thank everybody. There's a bunch of draws that'll be happening in the next couple of weeks. And for those volunteers who completed that survey and provided their email, they'll be emailed out over the next couple of weeks, and we'll give out the winners for the draw prizes to do that survey. And then, as always, please check our website and Scoop for the majority of our communications. Communications is always a challenge in when you have your club and then you have your district and your region and then 4-H Alberta. Communications has always been a challenge because there's a lot of them. So we've kind of focused on the website and the scoop for the majority of our communications. And then we'll use social media as reminders and email as reminders for upcoming events. But please make sure to check their, especially the scoop. It's quite a bit of work for our team to pull that together, but for those who read it, and especially if they read their regional information as well in there, it's really helpful. Okay. So again, the reference guide, please look at it online. If you have any feedback, if there's anything that you think needs to be changed, it kind of now goes through a bit of a more rigorous process before it changes now. But I'd say we're getting closer to the final iterations of it. It kind of had to evolve a lot the first year, but now it's settling in to what it should be. And then, of course, 4-H, the whole community is nothing without our volunteers. So I want to thank our near 3,000 volunteers for all the work that they have done. Last year was the largest year of growth 4-H has seen since, I actually have the stats here, but since the mid-90s. So last year we had 345 more members and more members and cleavers. And that was the largest growth we've seen in many years of pretty, I would say a pretty steady, like small decline every year. And this last year was the first big jump up. And I feel like we're just getting started, but we still also have a long ways to go. We still got to keep making things easier and making things better. Related to the survey, there was a question in there, how many people in 4-H have done volunteer screening and training for other youth organizations? And that's the one piece I will share the results on. Is it's almost 90%. The following question was, how many of you did you find 4-H Alberta's volunteer screening for youth related programming easier or more difficult? And actually around 90% of you said that 4-H Alberta was easier and not more difficult than going through other youth organizations, which is a great testament to Bernadette and the work she does as a registrar, the work the rest of our team keeps doing on getting our systems better. But I also know some people who haven't worked with other youth organizations may not see that difference, but I think we're doing pretty good. And 4-H Canada continues to kind of hear our provinces and make changes to improve those systems. So our goal is to serve you. And as always, if you have any concerns or any issues, please reach out to any one of us on our team and reach out to me anytime as well. Okay. Oh, total members last year, we had 5,561 total members. And we are the next largest province is in the 3,000. So we are now the largest province in 4-H across 4-H Canada. And I still think we can serve more, but like I said, we have some things that I think we can continue to get better and better as we keep learning and growing with our community. But none of that is possible without you. So the next slide here is just a quick intro to a new 4-H initiative that was worked with the board last spring, I guess, and that is, it's a pilot project. And I remember saying this over the last couple of years, you'll hear a lot of these terms pilot. This is a pilot project for a 6-week intro club. And it is occurring in the Calgary region. It's mainly because it's a densely populated community with a pretty strong 4-H presence right now. And strong partnerships with people like organizations like Calgary Stampede. And we also have some strong clubs right in the Calgary region. So that pilot is going to launch its first 6-week intro club this fall. And then that information is going to be in the scoop. Now, I do get a few questions about this. Most people were excited. We talked to the regions about this in the spring. As I said, the board has been in discussions about this for a while as well. But the point of a 6-week intro club is to get people softly introduced to 4-H. And then we're hoping that that'll be a seed program for long-term people in 4-H. So they could go from an intro, get the taste of what 4-H is, and then join or start a new club. And if this model works, it won't just stay in Calgary. It'll end up going all over the province. We've gotten a lot of support from various people in our community with this concept. So we're going to see what we can do with it. Lori's heading that up, and she's also a long-term club leader of a club in the Calgary region. So she's going to be heading that up and seeing where we can take it this year. The reason this is very important is we lose 2 out of every 3 new members into 4-H. So every 3 kids that join this program, we end up with 1 after the first year. So the goal is to try and get through that by kind of softening that first year and then being able to transition them into another one. Okay, a great question by Christine Patton. Do the 6-week clubs qualify for diaries and scholarships? The answer right now is no. We've made a big commitment to make sure that our core clubs, our full clubs, are the only ones that qualify for those types of things. And Lori, being a longtime 4-H club leader as well, was like, we need a thinned down version of 4-H, but not the full experience. So the full experience is something you'd want to put on your resume. And this is just called an intro club for that very reason. It's not a full 4-H club. It's not a full 4-H experience. You don't have to do all the qualifications of it. It's more like a taste of 4-H and not the full experience. That's a great question. Lori also had that concern, and many people throughout 4-H, when we were talking about this concept, had that concern as well. So again, it's not a full club, it's an intro club, and they're not qualified for the same things that full club members would be. And that's a great question. Thank you for asking. And I'm glad to be able to answer that. And I'm glad to say we have thought that one through, because it's really important that we still keep that value in the core 4-H experience. But hopefully we can have more and more people coming into the core 4-H experience with a higher level of retention. And retention's an issue that's being currently talked about at 4-H Canada. I was the co-chair on the brand or the growth committee, and that was a key topic, is how do we figure out retention, because all across Canada we lose a very high percentage of people who join 4-H after that first year. So that is this initiative. So this is so it does include some of the core aspects of 4-H. So there's a small public speaking element, there's a small record keeping element, small community service. There's all of these aspects, but they're very small versions of what the real 4-H experience is. And the nice thing is we can kind of try and vet out what the core experience needs to be by running this as well. I'm just not sure if I have another question. Okay. So on that, I'm going to jump to the next slide and hand it over to Marissa Mellon, our awesome Peace Area Coordinator.
Hey everyone. So I'm here tonight on behalf of all of the area coordinators. So just a few things, like the leaders across province, the rest of the area coordinators are ramping up for club registration to start firing up the 1st of October. Woo! So and similar to what Kurt said, make sure you're checking the Scoop regularly. That's where most of our regional updates are going. So please utilize the Scoop as much as possible. Some key things that will be in the Scoop or have been in the last month. The new youth safety refresher training. came out. I sent emails out on August 14th. If you are a leader that recently completed, or in 2020, 2021, you are due to do a youth safety refresher. That was brought in by 4-H Canada, and it includes both Commit Kids and youth safety. And same with leader screening. Leader screening is due for the same time, 2020, 2021. Any questions for either of those training questions can go to myself, which is leadertraining@4hab.com. And then for any leader screening goes to Bernadette with leaderscreening@4hab.com. So a few changes, some important dates to note. Club registration did not change from last year. It's October 1st to November 15th. All club fees, provincial fees, are due November 15th. Region and district good standing requirements are December 1st. So that is program plan, budget, constitution. Club good standing requirements, we moved it from December 15th to January 15th. Because we know lots of those clubs are just kind of starting up about the 15th of November. So we wanted to extend that date for the clubs to get the requirements into us, which again is the club budget, program plan, making sure all of their leaders are screened and trained. The other big thing that is new this year is member forms. So member forms are a requirement with member in good standing. And one of the things that we did realize is last year we had it till the September 30th that members could sign their forms. However, that really didn't help the leaders in enforcing that their members are signing their forms. So the new date will be January 30th. So that is one of the big changes. That is pretty much it on my end.
Okay, thank you very much, Marissa. Suzanne, do you have sound, or are you oh, there she is.
You bet. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me. Awesome. So welcome everybody. My name is Suzanne Stoneman and I'm Chief Program Delivery Officer with 4-H in Alberta. And I don't have my video on tonight because just like many 4-H families, they're in the thick of harvest and got pulled into that second job tonight. So the first thing on this slide here is that 4-H Alberta, last year we started and launched our ePrint site with Staples, and working through a year, we had great feedback on that, as well as we had some areas that we could work on. So we've made some changes and implemented those areas the best we possibly can. It will open October 1st, 2023. So the first day that you're able to register your club, the ePrint site will open as well. New this year is your club must be in a pending status before any order can be approved. So you don't have to be fully complete. However, you do need to be in pending status before we can approve that club supply order. And plan your year ahead. You'll see the little banner at the bottom, and it's a quick little reminder when you go on to the ePrint site. We want you to plan ahead the best you possibly can. So look forward to communications, look forward to Achievement Day, and try to place the order for those items at the beginning of the year. And that will reduce your stress level in having your supplies, and you will feel ready for your club year right off the start. So like I mentioned, we received some feedback and reviewed, and we implemented where we possibly could on the resources that were made available. The purchase agreement is one of them. We've made brand new communication certificates. We've added the stall cards back in for those livestock clubs. And there's some added extra little surprises in there that your general leader or club registrar will have to go check out to hopefully make your club year a great one. If you have any questions, I didn't put that on the slide, but at any time, we do have a 4-H supplies at 4hab.com email that you can reach out to and ask us questions, but there's pretty detailed descriptions of each item, as well as a major user guide for how to navigate that ePrint site. Just a reminder, there is no cost to your club for these items to order. There's no cost for the printed items, and there's no cost for the shipping. And I know clubs were confused because it does show a price on there, but that's if you had to go print it at Staples yourself, that's what it would cost. But when you get to the end, the cost is zero, shipping is free, and it either comes right to your door or your local Staples store, and you get to pick that. So if you are worried that you don't have a local Staples store, it will be shipped right to your destination of choice. And we've tested out most rural areas, and the supplies have went there. So if you think that's going to be a problem for you, reach out to us. And I just remind you, we want to be good stewards of the environment. So if you have items that you can reuse, please do that. So you're not reprinting. For example, the horse manual is quite fat. Our outdoors manual is quite fat. If your members can reuse that from year to year, we really do encourage it. You can go on and sign on and request a login right now if you're a new general leader or club registrar. If you're not new and you did this last year, your same username and password will work again. And you will be able to see what's new on October 1st. So not before. Right now, we're still adding some things and making sure that it's ready to go. So October 1st, it will be open and ready to go. And then down in the right-hand corner of your slide, there is, I want to send a reminder that this little barcode, this up to 30% discount on print marketing and online or in-store print and marketing items, you could achieve up to 30%. So if you need a place to print agendas or programs or something like that for club business, keep them in mind. And again, you will get that shipped to your door if you're not near a Staples location. So you can go to the next slide.
Suzanne, before you jump over to the next slide, you did mention it shows the upfront retail price of all of those orders, correct? That's not, it doesn't show the discounted price that we're getting. Is that correct?
Yes, that is right.
Yeah.
But it is pretty close. Like if you were to go do that at a print store, that's probably what you're going to put out. And some of your membership fee does cover that. So if you look at that, look at your club total and say, wow, that's really good value for all these supplies that we're getting. Because even though 4-H, we have a great partnership with Staples and we are getting a better deal than that, but that is retail value.
Okay. It's good to know. I know we had some comments on that the first year when people saw those receipts. So, okay. Next
you don't
slide.
have to pay for that. That's the biggest thing. You don't have to pay for that.
Yeah.
That's a bonus of being a 4-H Alberta member and leader. Let's see, this next slide is just a very quick snapshot. We have a fun video coming out to capture all of the summer fun that we had. So we were lucky enough to have 951 4-H members grace us and experience camp this summer. We had an increase in youth leaders. These senior members sure showed up this summer. They were keen to volunteer and they did a great job. And then we had 18 volunteer leaders that helped with our provincial shows and our carcass wind up, as well as our archery camp at the end of summer. And I should have added in there plus 8 summer students that kept the summer fun rolling, the mystic tales, they kept those stories that never got old all over summer. So these are just some of the fun photos that I picked out is the top one was from the carcass wind up. The top right was from AIM and their color run that they did. And a favorite thing at the 4-H Center is that famous slip and slide down the Wicked Hill. And garbage bags apparently make you go faster or keep you dry. I'm not sure what that is, but totally fun. And then the summer staff brought back the carnival. And that is the fortune teller that we had, providing that little cleaver that was at family camp his future fortune. So I thought that was a super cute picture in the Enviro Center. But they did a fantastic job, and I would really like to know what the fortune was right there, because they looked engaged.
Maybe he'll become a junior.
Yeah, you bet. So family camp is definitely becoming more popular, and it's open to all ages. So right now, our dates are set for summers 2024. And like I said, I could talk about these summer programs and the fun stories that the youth leaders, the summer staff, and the delegates that attend can tell. This picture here is from our trek camp. So when they camped outdoors, no lodge, cooked their own food, and had that evening sunset canoe ride, which looks fabulous. So make sure you check out the plan for summer 2024, which will be here before we know it. And registration will be open in January. Now you can go to the next slide. So this fall, knocking on our door is the Fall Senior Symposium 2023. It will be held at the 4-H Center the 20th to the 22nd of October. This focus will be on career development, being able to network with some corporate partners, as well as have some great time with your fellow senior members. So you don't want to miss out on that. Registration is open, and the deadline is October 10th for that. During that event, we also will be announcing our new slate of ambassadors. So who wants to be an ambassador? Do you know anybody that's a senior member that would make a great ambassador? Those applications are open until October 2nd. Anyone that is interested or would like more information, they can reach out to the programs team, and we would gladly walk them through that. So there's an application process, and then those who apply that are successful through the application stage will go into an interview stage, and the announcement will be made at Senior Symposium. The following
Suzanne,
weekend.
At a real high level, for people who are newer to 4-H, what is an ambassador in like 1 minute?
1 minute, that's all you're giving me? A 4-H ambassador that is a senior 4-H member that has experienced 4-H at different levels and wants to share that experience with up and coming 4-H members. They want to be that role model. They do get the opportunity to experience some program planning. They do get to help out within the region at various activities or events, and in a worker bee capacity, but also somebody that's going to advocate for the 4-H program and encourage members to attend programs. So they're a great resource for anyone from club to regional and provincial level too. I would like, it's not on this slide, but I would like to mention over on the right-hand side in the middle there, that was our 2023 Premier's Award winner, Sophia Hoogland. And we will be announcing another Premier's Award winner at this event as well. So ambassadors who have completed a minimum of 1 year are able to apply for the Premier's Award, and those applications are open right now. We are looking at those and really excited for that process to begin as well. Next on the slide there is just go back. I got one more thing on that one. A brand new program the following weekend at the 4-H Center. It's called Project in a Weekend. And this is something that our SALT committee has been working on. And what this is a brand new project because we want to make sure that senior members have the ability to still access 4-H. And we do hear from senior members saying, the project work is a little much. I'm in my high school years. I have a job. I'm really busy. I don't think I'm going to be able to join 4-H because it's just the project work is so busy. So this is an opportunity for those senior members to complete that project work in a weekend. That includes their record book. That includes doing the project and presenting what they have learned throughout it. So we have 4 areas that they get to select from. Is all about watercolors, photography, rockets, science and tech. That's gonna be so fun. And outdoors. So we're looking forward to that weekend. Even if they want to do their projects at their club level, they can still sign up for this one. Yeah, you can go to the next slide. For leaders, we didn't forget about you, is that we have 6 virtual leader project sessions, and they are planned and they are opened in the online registration system for you to be able to register for. And there'll be about an hour and a half learning session and an opportunity to network with your fellow leaders in those projects. So we'll talk about what advisory committees do, what offerings for programs, activities, and events there are for members in that project. We will talk about the resources that are available, and you will be able to ask questions, network with fellow project leaders, and maybe learn a new fun activity or two. So we have beef, equine, assault night, sheep communications committee is talking about communications event, and then Cleaver Kids in November. So this is open to anybody. Volunteers, parents, anybody that wants to learn more about those projects, and they're free to join, and you do have to register for them in our online system. Ongoing, you always want to check this fabulous form about how to sign up to be a chaperone or a volunteer, or different activities or events that are available for leaders or volunteers. So this form, it does change as opportunities come up. So you want to make sure that you're checking back or fill it out, and we will reach out to you for some cool opportunities as a leader. Do I have one more? Oh, yes, this one has the wrong date on it, and I apologize for that, but there will be a program calendar for the 23-24 club year. We have set those dates of those key marquee 4-H activities and events, like senior symposium in the spring, and again in the fall, all the summer programs, the provincial shows, provincial communications, all of those dates in this program catalog that should be done shortly. It will be made available on the website. There'll be a shortened version on our ePrint site that you can print off for your members. And it gives a short description of what the program is and when it is, to help with your club planning.
Okay.
And I think that's all I got. Isn't that the last of the slides? Is there any
I think that's it for
questions?
you. Yeah, before we'll let you go, we'll just see if there's any questions. There's nothing in the Q&A section yet, but if there are any questions, please feel free to type them, or as you can see, you could always just reach out to somebody on our team and we'll find you the answer. Thank you very much, Suzanne, and good luck getting your crop off.
Thanks. It's a fun time of year.
Awesome. Okay, so Bianca, would you like me to go to the next slide, or would you like to give an update on some of the financial opportunities that we kind of have this year?
Absolutely. So thanks so much. Chris, I did not think you'd already be on the next call with me, but it's good to see you. So Chris spent her entire day with us on the scholarship selection committee on the provincial one, which selections on the provincial scholarships concluded today. So notifications will go out within the next few weeks. Aside from that, we'll have the Almond Ona Hansen scholarship selection next Tuesday as well. And then, as you know, additional scholarships are being selected throughout September, October, November. We are very excited on our end for this coming year. So we, as always, have opportunities coming up. So AFSC confirmed today that they're going to launch their grassroots funding October 3rd. And so you should see communication come through, excuse me, you should see communication come through in the next few days or a couple of weeks. We'll also have UFA funding again, November 1st. I spoke with them yesterday. They'll launch their UFA funds for Alberta clubs and districts funding on November the 1st. So they're very excited about that one as well. Both applications are being run through UFA and AFSC. And then on a personal level, we'll have financial assistance again launching this year. It has already launched, and we have some of the applications coming through. Just a reminder, anybody is welcome to apply. We have some guidelines around it, and they have been posted, as well as the application itself. And we are also, I'm very proud about that one, we have a new partnership with Federated Cooperatives Limited, FCL, and they are going to fund new members. So there are 6 co-ops across the province, and we're still finding out the details in terms of their operating areas, because some of them are really close and some of them are very particular about what areas they're funding. But Arrowwood, Central Alberta Co-op, Cornerstone Co-op, Pembina West Co-op, Pincher Creek Co-op, and Westview Co-op are going to fund brand new members. So the clubs are not going to be out any money. And if you know of someone who has never been a 4-H'er but would love to join the program, this is an easy way in. So we'll circulate additional information around those ones as well as we get final last confirmations. We just want to make sure we make it as easy for this new partnership as possible.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and any questions on either financial assistance, the new membership program, or the scholarship selections for today?
I don't see any questions or anything in the chat at this point, Bianca.
Okay, excellent. So our funders, we are always, again, we are very proud of those. We are starting with the government of Alberta with their Diamond Clover. It's really greatly appreciated. Then we're heading over to the Emerald Clovers, Alberta Recycling with their recycling program. Altalink Communications is still their thing, just like financial assistance is, financial confidence is ATB's. Calgary Stampede Foundation, always they're always excited to support us at the 4-H on Parade and 4-H Rodeo. CPA is, we are talking with them about Trailblazers, and UFA, like I just mentioned, is their UFA funds 4-H clubs and districts program. So here you'll find AFSC, again, they're going to launch October 3rd. And then Co-op, their new membership program, also going to launch in the coming weeks. ACOL, so without them, we wouldn't have been able to actually launch our new and improved. By the way, just so you know, and I didn't mention it on the scholarship side, but we had a 56% increase on scholarship applications this year, which was great. And I think part of it had to do with a lot of communication, but also we had a really smooth online application that had to be overhauled simply because it was starting to break apart. And ACOL has been amazing to work with. Cargill, also always a great supporter. We wanted to stop by there, but then we couldn't make it work at their Camrose plant. Fortis Alberta, Burkaby weekend, and also some grassroots funding available in the new year. Kubota Lamleys, they are going to give, or you still have the coupons, but we'll get new ones for this coming year. RBC Foundation also has some grassroots funding. Those ones will also, this application will also start in March, I would think. Save on Foods and Wolf, Wolf also has a scholarship, so it was great to see them there as well this morning. And now Alberta beef producers, great with the scholarship and also support of our beef projects and program. Alberta Milk, they came in new this year and they were really excited to have the Alberta Milk Dairy Bar at the summer camps. BASF is a great supporter, also a national supporter. BEA, the same thing, national supporter as well as provincial supporter, which is always amazing. Enbridge gave a donation at the end of last year, so we were really appreciative. Federation of Alberta Gas Co-op and Gas Alberta, Glacier Farm Media, Lakeland College, MCS Net, Nutrien, we just concluded their Journey 2050 contest. Olds College, PV, Rocky View County, and Viterra. Viterra also a great supporter of Cleaver Kids. And then in the Green Clovers, FCC, Genome Alberta, ORE, so Olds Region Exhibition, Pembina and Plains Midstream. And then we have Alberta Land Producers and the White Clovers, Livestock Identification Services, Pomeroy Hotel, and Pride Seeds. And last but not least, we'll have the Canadian Sheep Breeders Association and Second Chance Livestock. So we are appreciative and grateful for all the support.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bianca. And if there's any questions, again, please send them in. Right now, we don't have any further questions. Yeah, without all of these supporters, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of what we do. So we're very thankful for them. And again, we're very thankful for each of our volunteers who step up each year, especially Christine Patton, who's been on Zoom all day today, apparently. So was it Zoom? She was on Zoom. So, So I hope you get up and go for a nice walk, Chris. Okay. With that, we still have 20 minutes available, but if there are no further questions, we will wrap up this town hall. And I'd just like to thank everybody, and I really look forward to a great 4-H season. A lot of us, last year was kind of our first full year of 4-H, so hopefully this year will be even smoother for everybody. And we found even volunteers who had run events for years and years, their first year back after COVID was like relearning it all over again. So I'm hoping this year will be a really good year for everybody. Oh, we have one question here.
The email address, I think, for screening questions.
Oh, Marissa, can you send that to the whole group? There's just an email for screening related questions. Okay, well, I'll let Marissa respond to that. And then I'd like to thank everybody for attending and everyone who is online for attending. Oh, Christine Patton asked, how's the search for the staff changes over this summer going? And it's pretty good. We just hired Phil for our programs individual. We have found a really strong candidate who's started, I think, last week, and I think we're in the final stages of our area coordinator for East West Central. So we're actually looking really good. Oh, Bernadette sent the message as well. So, okay. If there are no further questions, I'd like to thank you for your time right now, and thank you as well to those who are watching this online a little later. And I hope you have a great fall. Thank you.